Okay, guys, I'm just going to do a little demo of what I had mentioned about the scripting, the Confluence scripting logic. So I have one here set up for SXM, which is one of the companies. I also do it for WC Bradley, but let's go ahead and run wiki offline. So basically, what the script does is it will open up their Confluence or their wiki, and basically it will extract all the information from the wiki. Now, the reason why there's no legality issues, and as you can see, first off, it's running and automatically doing steps. It's already on step 6, so like auto logs in. I've added a lot of automation logic to get past a lot of this standard security that they add. So most companies use this Okta for verification, and basically if you have access to all of this information, you're allowed to use it however you see fit. The idea is you just don't sell it or try to do anything malicious with it, but if you're using it to get work done, then it's a huge benefit for the company. So basically what the script is doing right now is it's opened the Confluence and it's expanded the entire page, basically making sure that all clickable links are exposed. And once all clickable links are exposed, it prompted me to move to the next step, which then, of course, now goes through every one of the links that was first found and copies that whole page. But it doesn't copy the whole page in that a lot of duplicate elements are ignored. So things like all these navigational elements, just the raw links from the entire expanded map, and those all will get stored into a separate links file to allow the custom SXM GPT, which I will demonstrate here. So basically, anyone can make a custom GPT. You just give it some basic instructions, and you can upload as many files as you want to make this GPT only focus on the items that are included in its knowledge base. So what I'm basically doing is taking the entire knowledge base from SXM, and it's going to create one small output file. And when I say small, I mean small enough to fit into the GPT and to be able to be processed, so that it can do work on it. And then I'm going to go the next step and show, I'm not going to demo the transcription, but basically all the transcription files I've got condensed into a single transcription file, which I've already uploaded. It's a similar process. We just run through the videos, it transcribes the videos, extracts the text, which is way smaller than the actual video, and retains a map and a link to the video. After this entire Confluence site is scraped, I'll show you how we then take a ticket and we add that. This is a standard Jira ticket. Most people are familiar with Jira. Anyone who works in a tech environment, it's basically the metric for if work is getting accomplished and how much work is getting accomplished. Typically, there's a lot of very programmatic, confusing logic in here, depending on the company and how well it's maintained. But this is another entire thing that can be scraped, very much like Confluence. It is also an Atlassian project. So basically there's a lot of valuable information that can be scraped from there, and this is actually can work on Slack as well. So if you want to extract all of the knowledge that has ever been mentioned on Slack, and exclude things like the images and videos, we just store those in a Google Drive, and that way they can be referenced through ChatGPT, but not actually stored or processed on ChatGPT, saving us a significant amount of the processing ability and ensuring we stay under the 100 megabyte limit for ChatGPT, for our custom GPT. Mind you, this is GPT-4, so while the script keeps running, as you can see on the left, it's just going through and downloading each page. It's populating all of these pages into one of my custom script folders. I believe it's under JavaScript, and this is the offline wiki, and that's how it'd be marketed so that you wouldn't have to worry about it being considered illegal. It's basically saying, I want offline mode to be able to do work when I'm on an airplane or when I'm, I don't know, like in a car. Just like you can print this information. Once this information is available to you at any point, you're allowed to use it however you please in order to get the job done. And this is the quickest way to be able to use this information to get the job done. I see high potential in this actually becoming a product that is sold on my website at some point, because it basically, it's like a feature that Atlassian will likely end up adding to their own software, because it just makes sense to be able to quickly search for solutions and solve problems quickly given a known set of data and known operating instructions and known information. I mean, currently it's just so slow. If I was to try to search for some information or do research from within an organization, it's pretty ridiculous. So anyways, I'm gonna let this run. I'm probably gonna speed up the video, and when I come back, I will show you the next steps. Okay, so it looks like we have succeeded in scraping the entire site. So I'm going to move this over here and just give a basic view of what that means. So we have our entire Savage Beach, the entire wiki website has been completely extracted in a simplified architecture, and that was step 9, including layouts, subpages, things like that. And then, as mentioned before, we have our links.csv file, which if I open with an external, open in associated application, maybe, then we can see that we, oops, I did not mean to hit that. Then we can see that we have all of our original links as well as our local paths. So we could directly run the entire wiki locally, like I said, on an airplane or whatever, basically like having a book available with you at all times. So you aren't bound by network connectivity or anything like that to be able to do your work. So that is the basic infrastructure. Now let's continue. Okay, and okay, so now the script is finished. Let me show you what we've got. So basically we have our entire wiki has been extracted into simplified HTMLs with custom navigation, which can run locally. We have our links.csv, and we have our specifically isolated, let me close all these, oops, a single HTML file that if we reveal in Finder, show in Finder, open in Finder, we see that it's only 2.5 megabytes. So we have basically condensed all of the Confluence, which is over 100 megabytes, down into a single 2.5 megabyte file that can be used, and our reference document, which will give us direct reference to any links that are mentioned in the simplified version of the HTML. I guess we could just open this and give you a feel for basically what all it includes, how it's broken down, and it basically took all of the data that is available on the entire in their entire website and condense it. And now we go to a custom GPT. So let me move this out of the way. I've got a custom GPT built right here, and at this point we would just take our entire Confluence file, upload file. Oh, actually I have a new GPT with better management for this, so let's go edit GPT, and this has the instructions that we want that explain the different components that the GPT will contain, which here's the old entire Confluence, and here's the old links.csv. We're going to upload these new ones. So let's go to get LHI scripts, JavaScripts. This part I need to automate because who wants to go digging through and looking through a couple of files just to drag them over. Custom GPT uploads. And we'll do those two, open. And again, this is just another automatable step that can be done all the same as this automatable step. So I just need to kind of finish putting the pieces together. A little bit of extra funding would really go a long way. But now to show how this works, let's upload an actual ticket. So anyone who's technical or has worked in a technical field knows that Jira is basically the ticketing board where you have tickets assigned. Here's a ticket that's been assigned to me. We can export this ticket, and we can export it however we want. I like a printable because it gives us just the text, and we want to print it. And again, this all can be automated. We're just going to save it as PDF because PDF is a easy to process by GPT. And I'm going to go ahead and upload that file to, let's see, it's in my downloads. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and update this. Now, we can either open this into a separate GPT, which I might do, but we can also even test it right here. So as soon as it finishes updating, let's give it a second. All right, so let's copy this link. That was stupid. Let's copy this link. Okay. So this is just the raw GPT if we wanted to ask it questions or share it with somebody, within our company or whoever has permissions or rights to be able to view that information. And let's say I am working on this ticket. So let me go back to the actual ticket, and let's say Given your knowledge base, Given your knowledge base, can you please tell me what the best way to go about solving SOA-29418? Note how I am just speaking to it because I've customized GPT so you can just talk to it. And immediately it starts giving us direct, detailed instructions based off of the knowledge base from the actual HTML, and basically gets us started. Now, can you please tell me, please provide me with some links that might help from your knowledge base and or references to links.csv. Okay, and then it immediately gives me links to various spots in that code that would really help me solve this. Let's say, can you show me the full links so I can copy and paste them? Sometimes ChatGPT has a hard time. It'll generate a link, but it won't necessarily make it clickable. So if we took this and we went over here, let's say this page, we would get examples of exactly what aspects need to be resolved from our main ticket. So now let's ask it, from your knowledge of SOA 29418, what are some specific tools I might want to use? And I see right here it already shows how to reproduce the issue, which is just really helpful. But we could say, I am a new employee at the company, so please make your responses very easy to understand. Okay, and it goes down to a very low level suggestion of how to run each of the pieces of software that we need to access, including going into Confluence, to the diagrams, Jira, Charles. Now let's say, okay, I have a stand-up meeting tomorrow. Actually, let me use the speech to text. And I've done some research. What should I say is my technical approach on resolving this problem at the stand-up meeting? It should be short and straightforward, but let the team know what I plan to do to resolve this ticket. And there we go. We've got our stand-up update generated. Very straightforward and direct. And if we wanted to go to the GPT where I have uploaded all of the videos, we can say, according to your knowledge base, what are some of the things mentioned in the last stand-up? And bam, and that comes directly from the actual videos, which are all stored on Drive. So found to Drive, and I wanted to find my Drive, clients, S6M, and we go to videos. And of course we have all of our original videos, thousands of them, and they have all been manually transcribed into a single PDF, which can be uploaded directly to ChatGPT, which, why not, let's just go ahead and upload it to this new GPT that I made. So let's go to transcripts, let's download it. Oh, I meant to download this file. Transcripts, oops, download. If we wanted to see the individual transcripts for every single meeting, we have them all here as TXT files. If we wanted to upload smaller ones, I found condensing them and creating separators with dates and explanations is much better. So I like uploading the single file, which is here. So let's upload this to our SiriusXM GPT 2.0 with better instructions. I can't just drag and drop, so I have to upload from downloads. Okay. And again, we would hit update. It's going to give us a link to this GPT, which is SXM 2.0. And let's go copy link. And we can do things like we said before, what was discussed I don't know, at our all hands meeting, just give me an outline. What new employees were mentioned? We didn't get their full name. But either way, we could go back and reference and look at the original videos. So what videos would I go back to reference to find out? And I know they're in Drive, I could just search for them. And that's that. So hope you enjoyed this brief demo of how we can export the entire Confluence, and we can actually interact with